Kia ora, and hopefully welcome back to Humankind. Unfortunately, the last attempt at this seems to have failed somewhat comically on me saying, and this is the game plan, I'm told. So I'll have to go back and watch that. But anyway, this is Humankind. This is a true Earth map, and this is the continuation of the 10,000 subscriber live stream that I did yesterday. Thank you again for each and every single one of you who've joined me along the way. Nah, look. I've tried to record this once already, and the live stream failed. I believe it's working this time. I don't know, but let me take you through where we got to anyway, and we'll see if it's working. Otherwise, I'll just be talking to myself. So I started here in Europe, randomly, random spawn. In order to get the random spawn on this custom map, by the way, the winning custom map, I've had to play on a local multiplayer lobby. Now, so I spawned here, I died, I respawned here. I've spanned out across the entire continent. I've taken everything from Moscow through Central Europe and around the UK, even this felt cute might delete later island. So we've taken all of this. We fought a war with Blue over essentially the Iberian coastline, Gibraltar, all this good stuff. We took Spain, basically, and Portugal, and connected up our continent. We are allied with Orange, and basically not really super friends with anyone else. And now, oh, thank you. I'll cover that in a minute. Eric, thank you so much. Now, the game plan is to get to the new world. And for some reason, whenever I load back into this game, there's another player already at the new world before me. As you can see, we have our ally, which I'm not too mad about, but I'd like them to sort of not take any more, please. But also green. Now, light green enters. It is, of course, I'm playing with subscribers as well, so thank you for tweeting me your personas on Twitter. I super appreciate that. And yes, so, the game plan, if you were wondering and got cut off last time, is firstly to smash the like button on this video and support attempt number 2 for this live stream. My goodness gracious. But secondly, and more importantly, we have two crucial pieces of our game plan. The first is the New World. Now, I've talked about it once already, but this is crucial to our game plan. We have settlers on the way, right? We have a cog, we have a settler, we have a scout, we have another settler down here. These people will be fundamentally important to us winning this game. We need to get these settlers to the New World as quickly as possible, to claim this land as quickly as possible, and reap the benefits which it sows. Second part of the game plan, and the reason why we're playing as France in the industrial era as we move towards the final era in the game, is because we want to research through into the next layer of the tech tree, into these contemporary technologies, because they're very, very powerful. And I have my eyes set in particular on nukes. Why? Well, because we are very far behind in terms of fame. We've got quite a lot to catch up on. You can see that the player in first, Pink, actually already is in the end of the contemporary era, and they're earning their extra stars. So that is a problem. And we have to address that. And we will, through, hopefully, our extreme science game to try and yeet us up to their level. This is what my empire looks like. You can see we've got pretty good cities and so on and so forth. And now that we can properly crack in, and hopefully you're still with me, I'd like to say a huge thank you to you, Eric Burleson. Thank you so much for joining the JumboPixels. I appreciate that. And I appreciate all of you who are joining me live for the second time today. Yes, we try this again. Mixslayer, Eric, obviously, Gareth, Tinkerbell's Captain, all of you guys, Ben, who else is here? Coffee, Fahad, New Kind of Tired. Welcome along. Thank you for joining me. What if they finish the tech tree? Then we lose. So, let's hope they don't do that. We have no gameplay. What we can do, right, is try and get an understanding. So they're playing as the Zulu in the contemporary era. Who is this, by the way? Goblin Gamer XD, I hear you. Hey, Castaway. Right. Vassalage, okay. peace times with all of us. What we can probably do is stunt their growth with nukes. That is really the only thing. We could declare war on them as well, which might honestly be easier done from the New World by the looks. Because it looks like if we take the New World... Oh, okay. If we take the New World, we may be able to just, you know, spring across from this coast of... Never eat soggy wheat. From the west coast of America and nuke over there. Maybe even a Hawaii somewhere in our future. I'm not sure. But we will need to slow them down. We will need to slow them down, that's for sure, if they get too far ahead. But crucially, though, we just need to try and surge up a whole load of fame, right? Because if they finish the tech tree, but we've got the most fame, that's actually not so bad. The issue with them finishing the tech tree is if we're still losing to them. So, let's try and hoover up some fame. How do we do that? Well, of course, we need our freaking stars, right? We're going to try and blast through these science ones as quickly as possible because we've already finished our builder ones. I believe they carry through, though. Like, sort of our progress will carry through. So, that's not so bad. Military stars, gonna be really difficult. Gold ones are really difficult for me. As you know, my stability, and I'm so sorry, Gareth, but my stability sucks. I finally made a live stream now to figure out how to use my avatar on stream one day. I feel like it would suck. Oh, absolutely not. Please do send it through. Twitter is the best way to do it, but you can also comment its name on here on YouTube, and I may also find that, but it's slightly easier for me if you tweet it at me. And I know that probably seems lazy, but it does make a difference. Do I want to just found a city here? Is this it? Is this it? It will expend the settler is the only thing. As we figured out last time, this will waste the settler. So maybe I want to actually just claim territory first. Like a really high productive one. Like that. Right? Use this person to claim. And then, once we've finished... Ooh. That's a cool tile. What is going on here? Oh, it's ruins. Ah, an independent people used to live here. This town used to be a ghost, now it's a ghost town, or whatever. Quote. Are you winning? I know. No, we're not. We're not. We're playing catch up. But that is the difficulty of humankind difficulty, right? Do we want non-aggression? We probably do. That is the difficulty of humankind difficulty, is that we are stuck playing catch up. Because the AI starts with huge advantages over us. So let's see what we can do. If you have high industry, convert it to science with collective minds. Yeah, so powerful, right? At the moment, I have 2 or 3 cities working on collective minds to help us surge up. But I might even also get Knock to do it as well. I just really wanted to get all of these research quarters down first. But actually, also, completing the Taj Mahal would be even more important, to be honest. So I might just put the Taj Mahal in a Knock. Memphis as well is building the Taj Mahal. That's great. Because then we can claim another wonder. I think we're super far behind on our wonders. So I might also just get, what's-his-face here to... Who's this? Paris. We'll get Paris to do it as well. Felcute might delete later. The world's most pointless city. It doesn't need to do that. It can just stay put. And do we want to connect this up to Paris? Let's do it. We've got the influence to spare. We can get the extra districts. Feels like a win-win-win-win-win. Speaking of the extra districts, actually, we should really also prioritize them. There's so many things I want to prioritize. Okay, I'll prioritize them in Parsa. It's a deal. The whole ruins left over thing plays to archaeology aspect of Civ. I agree, Ben. I agree. Yes, it does. And there are a lot of things that the developers could do to build on that as well. Like, it's at the moment, it's not really a thing, except for you just sort of inherit some tiles with production, I believe. I think that's sort of it. Oh, you can clear them as well, right? You can clear ruins, but, you know, I mean, why would you? Collect the science osmosis? Oh, yeah. And while we're still behind on science, the science osmoses are really powerful. So, absolutely, I need to collect them at all costs. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Unfortunately, we are still suffering on the society screen. If you didn't join us last time, let me just recap that as well. Basically, we spawned next to our ally. They were an AI character. They were super powerful. And therefore, because of their insane starting bonuses, they unfortunately just rolled all over us with their society. However, ours is actually starting to make a bit of progress. You can see we do have some building societies, particularly in these, you know, extra island territories or the ones that we took later. In terms of religion, we actually just flipped straight to their religion. We just embraced it. We were like, okay, fine. We'll just be the religion of our ally. And at the moment, that's still paying off, but we could consider doing some sweet, sweet civic action like irreligion here to actually go atheist, which could be fun to try. I haven't really tried it much, so yeah, it could be fun to try. But unfortunately at the minute it means that we're being sort of forced. These civics are being, like, constantly just crammed down my throat. Like, I can't breathe. I'm just... Civics! Everywhere. These people suck, right? Oh, they want me to be their ally. I'm kind of like, no. Frankly, just no. We don't want that. We do not want that. Do not want that at all. Also, I've still not taken Sicily. Feels like I should probably do that too. Oh, we got some new boats as well. We should send them somewhere fun. At least down here to do a bit of fighting, right? We could do a bit of skirmishing with blue. Look at this. Hey, look at this. These 12 combat strength Jaguar warriors. Oh my goodness. Let's send the whatever that is to get them. And we'll keep this cog auto exploring. Yes, that is the cog. Oh my goodness. I had a panic attack when I thought it wasn't just then for a minute. Phew. It is just the cog. Okay. We're at least going to get a nice wee chunk of Canada here. Right? A nice wee chunk. It's going well, thanks, Andre. I mean, actually, to be fair, it's been a pretty rough start to the stream, but it's going okay now. Oh, and thank you also to you, Scott, if you're... Aaron, hey. Thank you also to you, Scott, for your super chat on the last stream. It unfortunately got cut short, and I don't know if I can re-add it to this one. Let me see. I can at least replay the alert. Thank you again, Scott. I appreciate it. You didn't quite get the kudos you deserved because the stream was cut short. So thank you. I can at least replay it. That's quite cool, actually. Good to know. I can reach back into old streams and make myself look popular. Got a new channel meme out of it. Oh no. The game plan, the game plan, the game plan, the game plan. Oh, I'm apparently going to lose this fight. I feel like that is rubbish. Oh, we're this boat. Oh yeah, we're going to lose this fight. I thought I was the cog. Oh my goodness, my mind is frazzled from all those technical difficulties. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh my goodness. That was just my misplay in a big way. Oh, Devilish! Welcome along, friend! I am losing money, Gareth. Thank you so much. Kia ora, Devilish says, with a $4.99 super chat. Just got done with uni for the day. How are you doing? Meme voice. Are you winning, son? We're doing a little bit better than yesterday. We're starting to catch up a bit on fame, but we're still behind. Let's not, we're not kidding anybody. We are definitely behind. It is the race to the new world, and we're racing our ally, actually, at the minute, Devilish. But otherwise, I'm doing okay. This is attempt number 2 to get the stream going, which is a little bit sort of frustrating, you know, when you get those technical difficulties and nothing can go right, you know? You're like, oh, one of those days. But otherwise, doing good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Finally, first time to watch your stream again. Obi-Wan. Hello, Obi-Wan. You truly do have the high ground. Yeah, so we're losing a bit of cash. What we could do is combine some fleets, potentially. Combine some armies. I mean, those ones are all stationed. They're probably fine. We don't really even have that much in the way of troops. How are we losing our cash? It is literally just army upkeep. Because we're not making enough money from our cities. Because we never, right? Literally never chose a... sure, we'll trade everything. We never chose a merchant culture. So we're just, like, suffering. Economy sucks. So bad. You mean old Ben Kenobi? Ayo! Right, what I'm going to do is do that same trick again like we did last time, where we use this settler to found outposts and then settle city. Oh no, please do not. Oh no, if they take Central America, that'll be really disappointing for me, actually. I really wanted Central. If they take Central, we might have to move through to proper Central and take, like, Panama Canal, rather than, you know, the Cubas and Dominican Republics and so on and so forth. Oh, shoot. That is really annoying, actually. I'm wondering if we have to do the same emergency settle here. I mean, we do have this horseman. So actually, if we do use the settle function right here, right now, we can then just use this horseman to hoover up the rest of these outposts. So actually, I think we'll do that. That can be part of the game plan. And I'll just station this ship in that harbour for now. If blue sails out any of these units and we don't have non-aggression with them, we will sink them. 11 PM in Europe, and I'm watching you, man. Glad to catch the stream this time. Good game so far. Oh, thank you so much, S-Crash. Welcome along. Welcome along. I'm glad all of you who are joining me live are still able to do so, despite technical difficulties getting in the way. Where do I actually want to place this city? Well, to be honest, just like as close as possible. It's going to take me 4 turns, but they've moved on without claiming it. We might get lucky here. Brilliant. Now, you. Where should... Wow. Okay. Down here. 24, 25. How about we swap these two over? Claim that as an outpost. Send you there. Brilliant. So we're going to have this, like, sort of Canada meets America, meets continental America. This nice sort of reasonable city here on this side, which will be our sort of first outpost on the New World. We might want to do the... stop sending me your crappy civics. We might want to do the whole boat thing again over there, because that worked really well over here. These guys want to trade everything. I think I'll counter that again with them. But probably focus on buying their luxury sometime soon as well, because that'll help us a lot as we desperately try, and play catch up. Is this all one territory? Oh my... Wow. This boy is a monster! What's the story behind the small island city? It's just a disaster city, that's what its story is. There is no story. I didn't realize that its territory was not connected to any others. I didn't realize, and so I sent a settler there. We were playing around with settlers, figuring out exactly how they worked. And, yeah, now it's a small island city. Felt cute, might delete later. Money and boats. I hear your calls in the chat. I hear you. I know. Money and boats on the new world. Absolutely. Let's do that. Money boat world. What do I want to do with this guy now? Maybe actually send him back to north and take these crappy frozen territories. Now that we've sort of just about to establish our foothold here. Look at this. Here we go. Oh, wow. This city is going to be like plus 50 from the get-go. What is it going to be called? We can think of a better name than this, I'm sure. But how fantastic. Oh, Giacomo. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Mini Pixels. It's a pleasure to have you on board. For those unfamiliar, YouTube memberships work the same way as Twitch subscriptions. It's a monthly little thing you can chuck at me. I chuck some emojis back at you. We have a good time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Money and boats in the New World sounds like code for slaves. Oh my god, it does. No, not like this. Although we can get these harbors, so let's do it. We want one probably on this side for tactical reasons. And then we also probably want one on... Well, let's hook up that iron. Then we also probably want one on sort of this side somewhere. Although this could be quite a nice, defendable harbor actually. So let's plop it in there. Do we want to plant any forests while we're here? Actually, yes. So, let's spam out some forests, because forest is really good for us. Look at this. We can convert these snow tiles. Oh my goodness, it's so overpowered. These 1 productions become 2 productions. Woof! Yes! That is what I'm talking about. Okay, so we'll buff that territory a little bit. This one's probably fine. Let us not forget our sacred duty to press the like button. Oh yes. Oh yes, 1 like equals 1 support for restarting the game. No, this makes no sense. 1 like equals 1 territory nuked. How about that? That's a fun one. Let's do that. Okay, right. So, Mega City, what are you doing? First and foremost, we probably do want to get our super district down. Our production is so high here, which is absolutely brilliant, because we can use that to our advantage to really spam out a whole load of districts quite quickly. I think we should also get train stations here in the new world. Oh my goodness! Oh, it's a golden one! Harrison Saunders, thank you so much! We'll definitely attach these territories immediately. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Harrison says, subsiding on your content while I finish building my PC. You're definitely my favorite Humankind creator out there. Any plans to do multiplayer content? Thank you so much, Harrison. You absolute legend. Yes, I would love to, but we're just going to have to wait for multiplayer to be a wee bit more stable, because at the minute, it is not stable enough to really, for me to really host any sort of meaningful multiplayer game that wouldn't just be absolutely broken and, you know, crashing. Unfortunately, there are some stability issues, and it's made more difficult for me as well because of time zones and, you know, all that sort of stuff. So, yeah. Oh, hold on. I have just balls this up. Thank you so much for that super chat. And yes, it is normal speed. Yeah, share your specs. Tell us about the PC that you are building. Tell me more. What I should really do here is hook these up next to each other, you know? That is kind of the no-brainer. And then also get a couple of sciencey ones around, just as a start, as our starting point. And then we'll go money and stability like there's absolutely no tomorrow. But we will just do this as a starting point first. And probably 2 there as well. This will be a good science base, and it will mean that we don't have to choose a scientific culture in the last era if we can surge up as quickly as possible in this one, right? So, actually, I'm quite happy with that. Let's continue. Yeah, let's do this plan. I like that a lot. Whew, okay, I'm actually all of a sudden feeling a lot better about this. We're already making a lot more money now that we've got this extra city online. So that's brilliant. And other brilliant news. Well, there is no other brilliant news. We need more stars. We really need more stars. I'm going to counter that back at them, like I say, because, I mean, why would I want to give them all of my luxuries when they have nothing to give me back? Doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? It's time for Jumbo to sing Bicycle by Queen. Absolutely not. Nice falsetto. I didn't even realize I was doing it. Oh my goodness. Disaster. Okay. Yay, we've just about finished the Taj Mahal as well. Everything is coming up Millhouse. This city could use with some extra territories attached too, I reckon. So, or do we just want an extra city? Let's try for the attach. Yeah, that's worked totally fine. And given us a whole load of extra districts to build, which is wonderful. So, let's spam out a few more sciencey bubbies. How about that? And, maybe some hamlets. Feels good, man. Let's get a couple of those bad boys down too. In the wonderful city of... Oh my goodness, what was that? The wonderful city of Chukotkiyot. Yeah, so the Taj Mahal is done. This wonder is dunder. Let's see if we can claim any more. Not yet, but when we move through into the next era, we almost certainly will be able to. Thank you so much, Brandon! Those eyes. I see those eyes. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I appreciate that. How many likes do you get me to sing Bicycle? Like 1,000. Copyright. Copyright! Thank you so much, Brandon. Good morning to you. I appreciate it. Morning, boss. Oh, good stuff, Harrison. It pays to have a computer friend. It pays to have someone like that who can really help you out. We don't want an alliance with these people, so we're just going to refuse it. Their war support is really high, but they are bound to me. So I think that's not an issue, but we should just remember that they want to murder us. Don't forget. They do want to murder us. So... I'm not sure I understand. Oh, I'm not sure I understand either, iPhone 5. So that is an issue. Oh my goodness, Memphis has a territory that's not even connected. For goodness sake. Memphis. What are you doing, man? Oh, Memphis. Memphis has finally built its walls as well. Everybody will be so pleased. Memphis finally did a thing. Go you. We'll put it on science focus very soon. We'll just build out... Actually, let's just smash it out now. Look at all that science. We're going to hemorrhage gold while we're doing it, but I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters. Let's just try it across the board. Let's do something a bit stupid. Now that we've got the Taj Mahal, let's just go mega science in these cities and see what it does for us. How are we doing now? 8,350 science per turn. Nuclear fission. 1 turn to go, and we will have uranium discovered. This is ridiculously quick. We've also just got the colonization civic, which could have been quite nice. I'm not sure if it will still be useful. We'll see how it goes. We've also, our settler has made it here to what is hopefully going to be a beautiful new city. This is not quite the high yields that we had last time, but I'm going to settle it nonetheless. It's put us 1 over the city cap, but it's not the end of the world. Do not fear. Do not fear. Let's get a harbour down here quickly for that early food. We could also consider placing a couple of forests for a little bit of extra production. Might be useful, particularly in some of these territories where we're unlikely to get the extra food anytime soon. Yeah, I like that. And then here in our new city of New Lyon, let us build some science, attach that up to it immediately, get the resources connected. That's really nice, actually. Oh, I didn't see that there. Another sciencey district, absolutely. And then I really probably need another unit here, so we'll queue up another settler. Brilliant. Hello, Lord Justinian. Don't stop the science train till you hit the end. We just smash it out. Anyone else having issues with civics not unlocking in the early game? Yes, Mixlayer, that is a known issue that has been fixed a little bit, I believe, in recent patches, though. They've made some adjustments to civics. Okay, so we've actually already got nuclear fission, which is nuts. But let me show you something that's even more nuts. And this is, by the way, actually going to be a tip in either tomorrow or the next day's video. So here is a sneak peek for you guys. But if you go through with a really strong science game in your industrial into contemporary eras, particularly if you've chosen a science culture so you can research one era ahead, you can pull this tip off really early. Basically, the bottom layer of the tech tree in the contemporary era is very small. It starts with Research Institute, then uranium enrichment, which you want to discover uranium, then nuclear fission, which you need for the civic that allows you to build nukes. But then take a look at this massive gap. From nuclear fission, there is nothing until the very end of the tree. And these 4 technologies at the very end of the tree, in fact, really these sort of 6 or 8, are ludicrously strong. You can bounce right the way from nuclear fission, around the same time we're researching computers and power lines, straight out to the fusion reactor. Not only does that give you the nice 300 fame, but it actually gives you this, fusion power, plus 50% industry on cities or outposts. You will receive plus 50% production on everything, on all of your cities. It's so powerful. It is particularly strong if, like me, you choose France in the industrial era, because then you can research one era ahead and you can beeline to this insane buff, plus 50% industry on every single city and outpost when you're in the industrial era. You're just settling the new world and you can absolutely surge your production to insane levels. If you've played earlier industrial cultures like me as well, you can see here, going back through, I played Khmer and the Egyptians. This is an insane strategy. Honestly, I cannot highly recommend it enough. So there you go. There's a fun little sneak peek for you. Fusion reactor. It is insanely broken and powerful. It'll be in tomorrow's tip video, but for those of you who are watching live with me or watching the VOD later, there's a little sneak peek for you. This strategy is nuts. It's the reason why I wanted to choose fame in this era. And to cap it off, Levi's. Thank you so much for for the $10 super chat. R says, don't watch many of your streams as raw gameplay streams aren't really my thing, but I figured I'd pop in to tell you how much I enjoy your guides and tips videos. Keep up the good work. Oh, wasn't that great timing for you, R. Lewis, because you got a sneak peek at one of the tips that I'm including in tomorrow's video. That is so cool. Yeah, thank you so much. I totally understand that, you know, if you can't make the live streams, that VODs aren't for everybody. I'm personally a huge consumer of VODs, and that's why when I make these live streams, I try and make them also acknowledging that they're going to be VODs later, right? And so for me, that means talking about things that VOD viewers might find interesting as well, and so on and so forth, to try and make it as interesting of an experience as possible. Because basically, long story short, I live in New Zealand. Most live streamers that I watch, English speaking, live in the UK or the US, and they stream while I'm asleep. So, that is why I'm a massive VOD watcher, and so I always do these with VOD people in mind. But, appreciate it nonetheless. Jumbo bonus tip is definitely a jump bonus, or maybe a jump boner, I don't know. Not sure why I said that. Just pretend like I didn't. In fact, let's just completely erase that from our minds. Thank you so much to everybody who's liked the video as well. 67. Can we make it to 100 on this random stream? That would mean a lot. So, if I save up my influence, we can enact this, nuclear proliferation, and that will allow us to start testing nukes. We are really ahead of schedule. And actually, it's another reason why that tip that I just showed you, that you just got a sneak peek on, is even better. Because we'll double our production by getting the next nuclear tech. And that will mean that we can do the shared projects, those nuclear tests, at a much more rapid pace than we would otherwise be able to, because we have plus 50% industry, and most other players probably don't. This is a terrible outpost. It's going to take literally 11 turns to establish. Oh well, we'll just pop it down. We're really just doing it for the territory rather than, you know, what's actually there. We're hoping there's going to be some sort of oil or uranium or something along here, right? Next time you do a no changing cultures run, you should do Babylon and prioritize the early nuke game. Yeah, that could be fun. Because I've been thinking about that. I've been really thinking about that. I really want to do a no changing culture game. Like, we just play the Neolithic era, and then whoever we get, we stick with. It'll probably be, like, maybe later this week or next week. It's right at the top of my list. Right at the top of my list. For things that I want to do next. So, yep. Absolutely. Oh, and here we go. We are ready to advance, and I reckon... Do we want to do it now? Reason why I'm wondering if we don't is if we're changing to a non-scientific culture, we're going to lose the scientific minds thing, which is providing such a huge, ridiculously huge amount of science to our cities. It's not even funny. But what we can do at the very least is get our shortlist. So I posted a poll on the channel page yesterday. I will check the results of that, and that will help influence this decision as well. Another way to try and interact with the voters and so on. But, of course, there will also be a poll in the live chat. My thinking was that the Australians would be our shortlist, and I believe they might have won the poll. I'm not sure. I believe they might have. I will check. They're very powerful, definitely very powerful for their strip mining complex. So good. However, we do have other options that we really should consider. I think probably Japanese should make our shortlist now instead of the Australians. They are a scientist, so we can keep the scientific ability, but they also give us production and science, right? They do this fun little combo thing. If we wanted to just go hard science and also get a boat, which is kind of fun, we could go with the Swedes. +1 science per district on all cities. That would be insane. The Turks would straddle food and science, and I hear that their public school is ludicrously powerful as well. So they're definitely on my list. And of course, and Scott, brilliant timing. Struth and Stone the Flaming Crows. Scott with the Australian sorry about that, $7.99 super chat. Thank you, Scott, again. Thank you. But of course, we do have the Australians who give 20% industry on all cities. This would snowball well with what we're already doing. We could really spam out shared projects and really spam out more districts with the Australians. So I will keep them actually on my shortlist, I think. So I'll throw a poll to you. If you go Turks, the game will end before you can build nukes, pretty much. Is that just because their science is ridiculous? What does the public school actually do? Plus 300% science per adjacent research quarter, plus 1 science per pop. I don't actually have that massive pop. So, but yeah, you're right. That could just be ridiculous. We could return home to our original spawn with the Swedes. What's the unique unit for the Australians? The Australians have the all-terrain PMV. It's an armoured vehicle. It removes penalties. It's got 64 strength. It's pretty strong. We won't play the Soviets this time because we play the Soviets every time. Okay, I'm going to put the poll in chat anyway, but I think I will play a couple more turns as France before we go any further. To me, it's a absolutely love your Australian accent. Clip the Great Barrier Reef out there. Oh my god. Okay, so we go Australia, we go full production time. We go, I think, out of the Swedes and the Japanese, I would actually probably prefer the Japanese. Or, what do you think? Swedes since you started in Sweden. Oh, yeah, true. We did start in Sweden. Okay, we'll go Swedes instead of Japan then. Because the Australians, I guess, are the industrial one anyway. So let's pick a side and choose it. Japanese are quite cool with robotics, though. Although I guess they're probably the middle ground, aren't they? Okay, fine. I'll put the Japanese in as well. And I might leave off the Turks, because we feel like the Turks are just a bad idea. I get 40k science per turn on Turks on slow mode. Although if we don't choose them, someone else will. I'm just going to really split this vote. I'm sorry. There's going to be 4 options to choose from. Which is ridiculous, I know. It's ridiculous, I know. But there you go. There you go. And while you're voting, Andrew Owens. What did you say, Andrew Owens? With a $5 super chat, Andrew says, you should make a video on city combination cost. Very confusing system that could use to... Yes, I will. I'll do a video on city combination costs that also talks about, like, sort of when to merge and how to merge. It's actually going to feature in my classical era tutorial. It'll be a big focus there, but I will also probably give it its own video because you're right. It is a bit of a strange system. There are some nuances with it. By and large, it scales up with each additional territory, and the costings are calculated on the differences between cities. So a very developed city and a very undeveloped one, for example, will have very different costs than 2 cities that are very similar. That's it in a nutshell, if you just want to like quickly go away and sort of, you know, understand broadly a bit more about how it works. That's kind of how it works, but I will absolutely cover it in some more detail. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the suggestion as well, Andrew. I really appreciate that. Which other super powerful technology can we beeline to here in this era? And which one is worth beelining to? It's a shame we didn't have Colony Grid online sooner. That's probably my bad. We do want oil. Also probably city planning for that extra city cap. Also probably electricity, right? I just want everything. Let's queue up that. Plus 2 influence on Commons Quarter is kind of nice, but we need aluminium as well for the nukes. And then I think we have most things that we need for... Oh, and we need rocket science as well. Alright, so we've got quite a few techs to pick up. Let's hoover up all of those. Oh, Sergey, thank you so much for the €5 super chat. Sergey says, hey Jumbo, finally caught you online. Love your vids. Helped me improve a lot in this game. Oh, that is awesome to hear. Thank you so much. Good evening, I always enjoy the vids. Good evening to you. Food, you need the pop for your armies. That is true, and one of the big draw cards of the Turks will be that food gain. I suppose I could also manually go about it, right? I could also manually start focusing on food, say in the New World. We could go foodie over here. We've just got electricity, which is a big mood. We've got the settler that we've just pumped out, which is great. I reckon we go... Or do we go South America? Or do we go through Central America? That's actually quite... That's quite a difficult call for me. I think we should, for tactical reasons, we should probably go through rather than down. Although through does kind of look like it's already been taken. Oh my goodness. That is tricky. What do you think? What era do you think New Zealand would be in, and what culture? Maori. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. You could really have two. You could have a more modern New Zealand that is, has an attempt to be this sort of multicultural society that has strong food, but also strong food would make sense, I think. But also maybe economy. I think New Zealand would make sense to be either an agrarian or an economic civ for a modern New Zealand. But then also I would like to see Māori, and I'd like to see Māori be more in line with perhaps the early modern or industrial eras, and have that sort of seafaring, discovering New Zealand kind of, coming from the Pacific, discovering New Zealand kind of vibe. Here again, you could see, agrarian or merchant, I suppose. Maybe a slight, though, aesthetic. You could see it being an aesthetic culture, too, I think. I think that would be quite cool. These civics are just driving me up the wall. Driving me absolutely up the wall. These guys want open borders. We'll counter it back at them and basically just say no. Go south, come to Argentina. South to Brazil. It does look like there's a fair amount of land down here. Alright, I hear some calls to go south. Let's go south. And here in this new city, we do need food for Pops, but I really don't want to build food districts. They're so bad. Should be based on Peter Jackson movies. Oh yeah, I guess it could be cultural, I suppose. That would also fit with the theme. Yeah. I mean, these hamlets are super good. We should probably build these first. And then maybe like some more harbors. Yeah, get another harbour online. That seems good. Maybe a commons quarter or two for a little bit of extra stability. And then maybe a couple of food ones as well. Just so that we don't totally starve here in this new world. Don't cry for me, Argentina. Come to Argentina. Harbors. Native American First Nations. Yeah, I mean, like, the human history has had so many cultures throughout. Like, even a small nation like New Zealand could easily be at least two different New Zealands that you could put into the game. And so that, I mean, knowing that, then what else could you add? Like, there must be thousands of things that could be added into this game in reality. There could be thousands. Hemorrhaging money right now. Yes, you're right. You're right. It's time to reconvene. And probably time to swap cultures. So I will now end the poll. Let's see how y'all voted and how it compared to people voting on the channel page. Let's stop collective minds. That will help us get some money back. Basically, it's literally just collective minds that's causing that hemorrhaging. Oh, it was such a close vote. No one liked the Turks, so sorry, Turks, you're out of luck. Japanese 34%, Swedes 27%, and Australia 22%. Jeepers. That was so close. That was so close. But we chose the Japanese. Is it worth me hanging around, or should I just jump through? That's the question. So what do we get as the Japanese? We are scientific again, so we keep our affinity. That's wonderful. Not as useful, really, in the last era, because there's not an additional era to research ahead into, but I think that the mines thing is really cool. I'd like to see the Hohokam culture from Arizona. That would be wicked space funny. See, so many different things. And you're right, yeah, the UK would have so many as well, Gareth. Do a second pass just with the two winners. We obviously want science. That is true. Clearly it's a science game, isn't it? And I think that Japanese is probably the better pick out of those two sciencey ones, because we get some production too, which is useful. +1 science per district, +3 science on research quarters. Although, hey, Kingston, good to see you. Although, yes, I guess, seen as we did have a lot of options in that poll, if you want, I could re-roll the top two. But I think that the Japanese are a fairly good pick. But let me know in the chat. I'm happy to re-roll with the top two. Yeah, science in the late era is an interesting one, Sergey, and I agree. You can end up getting a bit... Things can end up getting a bit out of hand, to be honest. Like, you end up so sciencey that you like you just you just sort of end the game on accident, which we don't want to do while we're losing, particularly. That would be a bad move. Japanese also is counterable with just trees in terms of just trees for their pollution. But the boats, Jumbo, the heritage. Rank choice voting would be good. You made it to 10k. Yes, indeed, Richard Kingston, yesterday. The Turks are the best because of their building. We could use their food, really, is what we could use. Yeah, we're at 5999 fame. 5999. Alright, we do want to roll through soon. I was on call. Who won the vote? Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately. The Japanese won the vote, so I guess we're going with Japan. Their industry will be really nice. +2 industry on... Wow. So, per adjacent district, +3/+3, and then +2 industry on Maker's Quarter, +2 science on Research Quarters. Counts as a maker... Yeah, that robotics lab is nutso. Turks are too good. I barely even played sad didgeridoo noises. Don't forget to like the vid! Alright, okay, let's go Japanese. You voted, and I will go with your vote. The Japanese, it shall be. For better or worse. They are a nice blend between Sweden and Australia, really. There's a sentence I didn't think I would say when I woke up this morning. Here's a +3/+18. Let's run down here and hoover this up. Try and start making this mega North American city. Who, by the way, Super Chat donors, if you would like to name it, do let me know. If you've already donated, just at me. If not, don't at me. No, just kidding. But do let me know. Get these hamlets down. As I say, these things are so good. And they provide lots of jobs. Lots of Steve Jobs. Alrighty. Turn 194, and we're rolling through into the final era of the game. As the Japanese. Just dropped my persona on Twitter looking for... I see that! I see you just followed me. Awesome. Thank you so much. In Wok. I'll feature you in the next game. Ryzen is their fighter. Another name for the Zero. Yeah, so we have an aeroplane. A zero plane, as it were. Welcome to the contemporary era. Again, we're still going with the scientific affinity. And that is the one good thing about choosing a scientific culture in the late game, is that we keep that affinity. Spinned gold. Oh my goodness. I don't have any gold to spend. That's the trouble with spin gold. I have no gold to spend. But you're right. It must be bought back. Why is Mega Chad Wales not building anything? Because it's on science. Okay, so let's turn the Mega Science thing off in these cities. And focus on what we want to build, which is these robotics labs. How good are they? Okay, so they're kind of like Khmer's district. But instead of science and food, we're getting science and industry. And remembering that our industry is +50%ed already, I think that's pretty good. Let's smash out a whole load of those and just get rid of this infrastructure that I've got queued up. Like, we don't have time for that anymore, I don't think. Quite frankly. So, oh yeah, these are okay. These are not the overpowered Turk districts, though, are they? They are a far cry from Turkey's public schools. Let's be real. These are no public schools. Honestly, I feel like I should just prioritize these instead of those. Get a couple ones adjacent to each other there. That's pretty spicy. I'll take that. Oh, grab this osmosis event. Sorry, you've probably been yelling at me to do that for a long time. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Beneficial legacy trading, more realistic bonus to Maori culture if they do Aboriginal. Yeah, Aboriginal. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm thinking more in terms of like timelines. When does it make sense as well, right? Like real world timelines. I feel like this benefits a lot from being near strategic resources, but I don't want to bowl over an existing one just to build it. So maybe we can get another weird combo-y thing. Oh, yes we can. Can we get a triple? Oh, baby, a triple? So close. Get a nice looking double anyway. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Attach this territory up. Spam another couple out. Why not? Okay, let's get all those bad boys online. And then a few of these hamlets as well, because they are nuts strong. Oh, and wonders too. Public school is way too overpowered. It shouldn't do a lot for science. Yeah. You managed to optimize district placement. Public school can generate 300 plus. That is ridiculous, Alwe. Okay, so do I want the Sydney Opera House plus 10% everything? Do I want Christ the Redeemer plus 40% stability, and then on all cities plus 10 plus 10 plus 10? Sorry, plus 40 flat stability. Or the Empire State Building plus 20% money from ongoing trade. Honestly, I probably just want the Sydney Opera House. Scott Nicholson enters chat. I guess I just want the Sydney Opera House for those buffs across the board. The plus 10% science is nice enough. Plus 10% everything else. It seems pretty good. I do need money, but it's going to give me plus 10% anyway. Whereas the money generated from ongoing trade is not huge. So none of them are fantastic, but these are the last wonders. So for 450, we may as well claim some of those bad boys. Get the fame from them as well, right? It's not just their effect, it's also the fame. It's also the fame. So I'll grab that. Also, it stops other people from getting it, right? For 450, I mean, can't go wrong. And then perhaps... Oh, Devilish! Oh, Devilish, I'm sorry. I've just seen your super chat, and I'm sure it will pop up on screen any moment. Devilish super chatted $1.99 and said T-pose Jesus. But unfortunately, I've just taken the wrong one. I'm so sorry. We'll get T-pose Jesus as well. I reckon we can probably smash out the Sydney Opera House fairly easily. And what am I doing here? Oh yes, we're taking all of the land. Oh no, we've been pipped to the post a bit though. But if we head up here, we can at least take this one. Build these harbors. Like, it's just like fantastic. It's just absolutely fantastic in every way. What is the fame board looking like? We're starting to make some gains. The game ends in 104 turns. What the? Holy smokers, jabroni, what the heck? Ben! Ben, thank you so much for the $20 US super chat. You absolute living legend, you. You're welcome. Ben says, lol, here is some gold for your coffers. So desperately needed as well. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat. My goodness, the donation of the day. Thank you so much. I so appreciate it. Look at that beautiful crimson... Crimson? Maybe not crimson. That beautiful orange glow. Thank you so much, Ben. Such a regular contributor to the channel as well. I appreciate it. Hudson Bay looks very squished. It does look a bit squished, doesn't it? A little bit squished. But I mean, I guess the water is not so important, right? This is probably the best place for the outpost because the trade thing is there, but actually also it looks like an independent peoples have been here before us because we have some ruins. Well, someone's been here anyway. Maybe they just got nuked, I don't know, but somebody's been here before us. This can't connect, why not? This one can, but this one can't. Oh, right, because that one doesn't actually border. That's odd. Alright, well, we'll grab this harbour again for the food. This is our connection to this seaboard as well, hopefully. And then I suppose we just connect this up. Best I got with Swedes was 793 science per turn on a district. Get out of town, Space Bunny. Sweden is a science culture. Yeah, you're right. It does make sense that they would be super duper science because they are literally the really hardcore science culture as well for this era. Although, it sounds to me like the Turks are just as hardcore, to be perfectly honest. Either way, these districts are wonderful in every way, so let's smash out a few of these while we're here. We can probably start connecting these territories up as we go. Good fast industry as well, which is really nice from those ones, right? It's not just the science gain that we're getting, which is wonderful, but also the industry, which is super helpful, particularly for the New World. Speaking of, let's continue to just claim land like there's no tomorrow. I'm going to go for the old outpost settle trick here first, though. And nestle it into this wonderful little spot here. Very defendable. Where are we? We're in Mexico. Brilliant. Are we? Yes, I believe we are still just in Mexico. Quite up, maybe near, what is the name of that city? It starts with T. I can't remember. Hag, I suck today on writing. I need work on that. God, I can't spell. Such an untidy, independent people just left everything lying about. I know, right? Clean up on Isle frickin' North America, please. Let's jump across here and take this. This cog is still doing the absolute Lord's work. You go, cog. You do you. And this is going to be a dreadful outpost, but if we can put it somewhere that at least has a little bit of production, what can we get? We can get an 8. Oh, there's an 11. Let's go for that 11. It will at least build relatively quickly, and we can get this North American city properly set up. We then have Lyon down here, which actually could also probably hoover up this little territory next to it, if it had a unit to do so. So let's just build, I don't know, an elephant. Let's get an elephant here and pump it over there. And then let's continue to claim this land. Which way do I want to go? Looks like I want to go north. So let's do just that. Brilliant. Grabbing Central America is quite useful. It's a shame we didn't also get Panama from the Persians. If we had this, you know, this sort of like Guatemala, blah, 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 blah spot, that would be even better. But for the time being, let's get harbors on either side. Let's plant some cheeky forests where cheeky forests are needed. Like these one-tile food areas, right? These should be converted. Any one-tile area wants to be converted into a two production area at least if we can. Ooh, that's wasted a lot of influence though. I should stop doing that. Yes, Kingston. Yes. Texas or what? It's a shame canals didn't make it into this game. I agree, William. I would really expect us to see them in future. What I would like to see, and Amplitude if you're listening, which you probably won't be, but if you're listening, I would really love to see some kind of mega structures update. And they don't just have to be wonders, but I would like to see some sort of mega structures, or at least just, I don't know, they don't necessarily have to be mega structures, but they could be, I mean, it doesn't quite sound as sexy, but they could be like, significant infrastructure update, or whatever you want to call it. And it adds, you know, big things like big canals that can go through, say, multiple territories, maybe highways as well. I think there could be some late game, some sort of late game like roading, maybe like a Shinkansen bullet train technologies, you know, really fast transit for units on land, even faster than air, potentially, or maybe much cheaper than air might be a better way to balance it. Right, so I literally don't have the influence to start claiming these things. I need to stop planting forests. We need that 7k nuke civic, and actually also even the land grabbing is becoming too much on my influence. It's a bit of a trade-off, but I'm going to have to stop wasting influence on everything now and really start getting more. Thankfully, we don't spend influence enacting a lot of these civics, so we are getting these for free, so I don't really have a lot to spend my influence on, hence why I'm getting 1,000 per turn without really even trying. So we'll focus in on building that up now, because we're going to have to. I wonder, how much influence does it cost? Does it cost influence to use this settler? I'm not sure if it does, actually. I feel like it might not. I haven't really played around with the settlers much. Those forests don't matter if they aren't being exploited. Yeah, exactly. I don't need to prioritize those forests anymore. Although these cities will grow quickly, so they will be exploited eventually. Question is, will those ones? Probably not. Okay, let's get our booty over here. Where's the best spot? You kind of would have thought it would have been here, because this is where the trade post is. But apparently inland is just going to be flat out better, so I'll just go and do that instead. Or do I want to land grab a bit more first? No, I think I'll just do that. And we again, we'll just continue to get free civics. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. And let's buy some gold as well, because this will help our gold. Let's hoover up all of their luxuries, in fact. Spinned gold, devilish. Absolute spinned gold. What are trade posts? Trade posts appear where trade routes connect through territory that has not been colonized yet. They essentially act as like an administrative center. So normally, if you were trading through a territory, it would trade through the administrative center or the outpost. So here, trade will go through this outpost. But when there wasn't an outpost here, it will sort of randomly go through a trading post, which is what's happening here because this territory has not been claimed. So yeah, there you go. Unfortunately, how much does it cost? 1,000 influence. I think I will just actually save my influence and go straight for this city. Yeah. It has to be done, I believe. It has to be done. But this elephant can make its way over here for when we're ready to spend. Merely started that the game tends to oversimplify things for ease of implementation. Luxuries are so overpowered. They are so very strong. I do expect them to be toned down as well. Decision about building forests with influence on production depends on what you're bleeding. Production costs you the turns you could use to build something else. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Although the forests are, of course, placed for free with influence, so it's costing me influence that I could use for something else in this case. But, yeah, you're right. Then when it shifts to building it with production, I feel like building them with production is generally a waste. Although, again, it does depend on how much influence you've got, doesn't it? You're absolutely right. Let's hoover up their lead. It seems like a no-brainer. Brilliante. Our ally must have a lot of luxuries now to trade us too. Yeah, they do. Look at this. Let's hoover up these as well. Also, not mad at buying some of their strategic resources off them too. At the moment, it's just iron. But it's another trade route, so I'll connect it. More trade routes, the better. If we're doing a lot of trade here from Lyon, it might pay to embrace that. We can also now get like missile silos and all sorts of crazy stuff, which is so good. These farmers' quarters feel significantly less important than they felt before. And also, it wouldn't be a Cuban missile crisis without a missile silo. So surely we have to build one of those here as well. I think that's only fitting. Memphis. Do we want to put Memphis back on crazy science mode now? I think so. Memphis can now produce such a ridiculous amount of science. Okay, which is the next late game tech that I really want? Plus 50% money. Plus 50% influence. That's it, isn't it? Plus 50% influence on main plaza and plus 100 stability on all cities. That will also take us through World Wide Web, which will give us plus 1 money on all of our districts and commons quarters and stuff. And to get there, it's literally going to take us 2 turns. 13,000 science a turn. I think we can beeline that up fairly quickly. The Phantom Disliker is back. Welcome back, Phantom Disliker. I know who you are. I can trace you. I see you. I know where you live. I was still watching the last stream, but I couldn't wait any longer. Oh, fantastic. Spoilers, but here we are. They need to turn down or off global warming. I assume you mean pollution, because it is not a global warming mechanic. It is a pollution mechanic only. And they are two very different things. Well, you know, it's like a rectangle is a square, but a square is not a other way around. Rectangle, square, square, rectangle thing, basically. Where pollution is an element of global warming, but global warming is not just pollution. Or climate change, to be fair. Let's use modern words. Aztec, let's counter that. Don't think we really need them. We absolutely do not need them. In any way. Right, and this settler... Oh my goodness, they took that territory while I had my back turned. How dare you? Just found this city immediately. Our commons quarters are about to be so very powerful. But also, our science districts are nutso exprutso as well. So let's get some of those down. Around here, Tokyo, very clearly and obviously the place to be this summer. Tell your friends. 27 influence to attach that first one. That's a no-brainer. Absolutely willing to spend that influence. We can almost earn that much back, to be fair. Couple of market quarters wouldn't go amiss either, however. It is what it is. We're one over the city cap, so I might just pump out a normal unit here. What's the best one I can build? Unfortunately, it's still these elephants. Something to work on. Pump out that and maybe pop over there and claim that territory too. And then we at least have a nice little Central American city. Communication satellites are online. That's an insane buff. Climate change is hard to gamify. Yeah, it is. Although, that being said, this game literally mimics the entire human existence, William. So I feel like, you know, if we can mimic the entire history of humankind across 60 cultures, 7 eras, we can probably add some sea level rise. And, you know, some extreme weather events. Do I even want these districts here anymore? Is the question. Or do we want to start... We probably actually need to start hoovering up these luxuries so that we can start to build the geosynchronous satellite and the nukes, right? So let's actually prioritize resource extraction as sort of a first and foremost. I don't think any of these will be particularly useful moving forward. Likewise, we probably don't need to focus on science gain anymore either. Although the industry from our robotics labs is pretty good. So maybe I do just spam out a couple of those. Just for old time's sakes. Also a couple of hamlets. They're quite good as well. But just making sure that I'm connecting as many luxuries as I possibly can. Strategic resources as I possibly can. Although, speaking of luxuries, we can now get that, which is awesome. So let's... damn, we're still doing collective minds. That's okay. It's not the end of the world. We'll just keep doing that there then. That's fine. Do we have any strategic resources? Anywhere? Any oil, please? Surely in this city. No? No oil? Just me? I love how Wales is the main focus of your UK city. Gotta stand up for the little guy. Yeah, Mega Chad Wales. What a place to be. And what a time to be alive. For the people of Mega Chad Wales. Okay, I think we've connected about as much as we can. Which is a shame. We should, I guess, maybe get like some train stations or something too. It just feels like not really a necessity at this point though. So actually, let's get an aerodrome in Nok. Because Nok was our military city, if you remember. So let's get some of these important infrastructures, like a missile silo, probably over this side. Aerodromes, I guess train stations as well. Get a couple of train stations down, or at least one. Start train stationing over to like Memphis and stuff. Yeah, that looks good to me. Let's do that in Nok. Wales! Wales! Just finish your live stream from yesterday as a quick recap possible? Yeah, absolutely. So where we've gone since last time is we've really ramped up our... Wow, I just got 10,000 science from that osmosis. We've really ramped up our security here in the homeland. We've secured the continent, really, across the board. Oh, look, here's another one. 2,600. We've taken this well and truly. What we've done really since last time is over here in the New World. We've created this city here, which should be called Spend Gold. I believe that was a request. To remind me to spend my gold. The Spend Gold game plan. So we've taken that, we've gone Japanese, and really beelined through some powerful late game technologies to really assert ourselves as the dominant force in the world. We are still quite behind on fame though, and what we could accidentally do is end the game before we can get there. We voted for the Japanese in chat, and we've got a couple more Central American cities here too. That's basically what we've done since last time. Hope that was a reasonable recap for you. My persona has taken pink in chains. Persona's actually my old boss, hence why he's money focused. That is brilliant, Scott. Love it. Love it. Okay. Send this unit over here, take that territory. We are nearly ready for the nuclear civic, which is the key part of our game plan. Nuclear power plants, and spam them in every city. Good idea, Jacob. Let's do just that. We're getting some of our science stars, which is great. We want that golden science star, which we will get from completing the tree, but that will also end the game. So, a little bit of a weird trade-off. This is going to cost 1,000 influence. Do I want to do it this turn? I might just move into location and hold for just a little bit longer. I really want to turn off collective minds here because we actually don't need it, I don't think. I want to start doing like space stations and stuff. So, let's queue up that space station project and get these things building as soon as we can turn off collective minds, which is next turn, I believe. Oh god, and we're having these civics thrown at us left, right, and center. Next late game technology, I guess, is space orbital for the +3 city cap. So let's burst through that in 2 turns as well. I feel like something back here is fairly important too. Social housing. Oh shoot, aluminium smelteries too, probably. And then social housing. Yeah, okay, good. Good. It's only going to take a few turns anyway. This will probably cost 1,000 as well, so we'll just hold this elephant here in place too. Wonderful settling elephants. Oh, my pleasure. Trying to get a nuclear win. Yes, we are definitely beelining toward those nukes. Yep. We are definitely beelining towards the nukes as, if not a victory condition, at least something we can use to try and knock players out of first place, right? If I can't win with the nukes, I can at least drag other people down. We're going to try and use them as a catch-up mechanism, essentially. But let's spam out all of our unique districts, I suppose. Maybe just 4, actually. We'll just go with 4, because we don't necessarily need them. Maybe some really basic food infrastructures might not be absolutely terrible at this point in the game. And now, this turn's really important because we can, number 1, get that sweet... Oh, we got an agrarian star. Oh, we got fighter jets. We can, number 1, get that super important nuclear civic. Where are we? Nuclear weapons. Oh my goodness, it's 13,000 now. Right, of course it is, because we're being forced to take more civics. Okay, so we have to keep saving. Keep saving. Just keep saving. Just keep saving. Okay, that's fine. But what we can do is take the city off collective minds. I wonder what that'll do to our overall science, actually. Wow, we lost like 3,000 science a turn. That is kind of crazy, actually. Austro-Hungarians would like an alliance. I don't think we benefit from that, so we will refuse that. If you nuke first place to death, do they lose all their points? Could one die and still win? They could die, well, they wouldn't die, but yes, they could still win from being nuked. Yeah, it doesn't guarantee us because they've already gained a lot of fame, right? It just sort of stunts their further growth. The Japanese have successfully, however, built their first face station. Space station, which is a giant leap forward for humankind. It is indeed. Boat, Jumbo, boat. I hear you, Alwi. Wherefore art thou, boatio? But I would like to launch this satellite, if that's alright. Just a cheeky satellite. Chuck up a cheeky satellite. I think it's probably necessary. Just so we can get better view of the world, let's work on that satellite. And then, does Memphis have a missile silo, and does it need one? No, but maybe we could get one in, like, Central America here, too. Yes. But either way, we need to continue to save our influence, not spend it. We're being forced to take another different civic. Children's rights, we're absolutely not interested in those. They've never done anything good for this world. I'm just joking. Counter that back at Babylon. If they want my luxuries, they're going to have to pay for them through the teeth. Speaking of paying through the teeth, let's hoover up some more luxuries from our very generous trade partner. And also maybe oil. Oil. Yes. We're going to need some oil for boats and all sorts of stuff, so let's take that. Let's also take their coal. I think that's a good idea. May as well take their gunpowder. No, that's too expensive. Let's not take that. Okay, Jumbo's preparing to use nukes. Meanwhile, my best unit is an elephant. Oh, Castaway Gaming, you're not wrong. And how about that? An eye in the sky. There will be no hiding from the Japanese now that the world's first satellite is in orbit. Satellite launches provide permanent vision over the map, making it increasingly difficult to hide strategic decisions. And as you can see, now we can get a much better feel for the world. Oh, look, Australia was taken, but New Zealand, the beautiful, slightly chubby-looking New Zealand, was not taken. Oh, feels bad, man. Jumbo's repeated his take on children's rights on multiple streams. Oh my goodness. Hashtag cancelled. Okay. Wow. Didn't they do well? Look at that. And Pink just went absolutely nuts. India, Southeast Asia, China, Japan. Look at them go. These guys just got stuck in a not particularly fruitful part of Russia. Feels bad, man. And then, but they took some of the New World as well, so that's good. We took some as well, but sort of hodgepodge, bit sort of all over the show, but we've got some. Need to make it down to South America too, really, but we're saving our influence at the minute. Africa has been largely taken by Teal, the Brazilians, but we do have a little bit of a foothold here up to the north, which I've still been wanting to connect for so long, but it's just so expensive. So we'll just have to hold off on that. Memphis, we may as well do the lunar lander, I guess. This doesn't complete the game, but it does give us 200 fame and plus 20 influence on the main plaza, and we are a bit short of influence. So let's do it. We can actually do it up here, which is super nice as well. So let's make sure we complete that. This will be really, really helpful for our fame gain, actually. And you may have noticed our fame has rocketed up. We are now in 2nd place. Go for the Z-Land. Ooh, maybe we could go for the Z-Land. It could be a bit of fun. That could be a bit of fun. But doing these space projects has been absolutely massive for our fame gain. Like, just hugely beneficial and powerful. Because we're still getting these science osmosis events, I'm not even sure how we're getting them. I think it's because our society has been overrun. Oh my goodness, these technologies are way too cheap. These are absurdly cheap. We're going to complete the tech tree. We will continue to play till we get nukes, by the way, just so you know. This game will not end before the nuke. But I'm wondering... Oh, God. Wow. Our science just went ridiculous. So we could go exosuit, which gives us huge combat strength. Military laser is pretty nice too. But crucially, they give fame. So let's go exosuit for that extra fame. Extra fame. And what I'm going to do is just quickly throw a little poll in the chat. Actually, no, I won't. What I'm actually going to do is just quickly go and take a break. I'm just going to grab a glass of water. I will be right back. Don't go away. Oh my goodness, the coup! For those unfamiliar, that's been a meme on the channel since, like, day one. I should make some new meme emojis. I definitely need to make some new meme emojis. So, let me put you back onto the live scene. I wonder what we should do. We could do Tasmania. That seems kind of fun. I could do, like, an outline of the Tasmanian island. And, that could be funny. Game plan, maybe a new emerging meme. Joe and oh my fucking God. What the... I'm just kidding, the stream's not ending. Scott! Oh my god! What? Dude! That is nuts! Thank you so much! That is ridiculous. You are insane. Are you okay? You're so generous. Like, that is just ridiculously generous. You are an absolute madman, Scott, with the $79.99 Australian dollar. Super chat. Scott says, simply, hydration is key. And Scott, boy, I do agree. Thank you so much. Scott, that is ridiculously generous and so kind. Are you sure? Hashtag sugar daddy. Water is important. Very good message. You're not wrong. In fact, it's one of the best, most simple messages you could ever share with anyone. Drink water and you will feel 1,000 times better than you already do. For the kids. That is funny. Oh, look, and we got the To the Moon event. With great fanfare, our empire announces, the Japanese, European, Egyptians announced that we're sending a person to the moon. Launch day's far away, but we have already received a... I have not seen that word before. That is unusual. I'm quite a wordsmith, but I've not seen that word before. Cavalcade. Like cascade? A cavalcade of questions. I'm assuming it means like a landslide. Interesting. There we go. Learn something new every day. There is my word of the day. I'm just going to type that in the chat so everybody can word of the day with me. Although you guys are probably much more intelligent than I am, so you probably are already familiar with that word. Cavalcade. Wow. What a word. Either way, I'm assuming that means like avalanche, like a swarm of questions, like a cascading avalanche of questions from media outlets all over the world. When do we reach the moon? Whose flag do we fly? That is a good question. So I can either get plus 500 influence, which is garbage, but also the chance of another event if we boast. We can celebrate and get plus 10 stability, which is garbage, or we can advertise and get 500 gold. These are all awful, but I'll go with boast because we get a chance to get another event to the moon too. Of course, the route, the opening route from cavalry. Yeah. Sugar daddy, hashtag sugar daddy cascade. You guys are ridiculous. And I love it. You're ridiculous and I love it! Oh, we're just getting so much science. It's insane. Formal procession of people walking on horseback or riding in vehicles. The Royal Cavalcade proceeded... Oh, yes. Yeah, I have actually heard that before. Hearing it in that sentence, the Royal Cavalcade, has triggered it in my memory, actually. Thank you, Gareth. Quite an outdated word. Quite an outdated word.
A request from a friend is not a thing to be taken lightly.
Which honestly makes it even cooler. We could buy this guy's pearls. And... their oil? No. Okay, fine. Have it your way, Austro-Hungary, who swallowed the whole of Australia and nearly precious New Zealand in the process. Oh, what does Tasmania look like on this map? Oh, feels bad, man. Okay. We've only got one more turn to finish that satellite, so we probably don't need Tokyo to do it. Tokyo, though, would be wonderful if we could get some strategically important districts in Tokyo. So let's get one of each airfield, and also where are we? A missile silo. I guess we probably want one in the south to launch south. And then one in the north to launch north, just in case. You never know. Pays to be prepared, am I right? Absolutely a British word. Oh yeah, it reeks of Britishness. Okay, so there's Exosuit, another 300 fame. Are we winning? So very close. What a catch-up. You need some strategics for my nukes. Yes, I do. The Japanese have almost researched all existing techs. WTF. To the moon too. Okay, there's to the moon too. Wonderful. My goodness, that is ridiculous. So I'm going to have to avoid military laser. And basically just go through and pick up all these ones. Yep. And you. Okay, there we go. 15 turns on our current science. And even that is too fast. If I put on Collective Minds, I could smash it out in 2 seconds, probably. We would lose, though, if I did that. So that feels like a bad idea. Now, do I need some infrastructure to start getting some stuff? Like, we need, for example, uranium. We need aluminium. I don't seem to have them in many of my territories, which is odd considering just how many territories I have. Do we see any that I've, like, failed to connect or just, like, been an absolute moron about? Or do I need to trade for them, but then no one else will have them is the difficulty? Yeah. Maybe next time we turn off game ends when all techs are discovered. Or, of course, we can just click continue playing. And then, you know, just, like, it's... Humankind is fairly good in that sense. And that the continue playing actually feels, like, fairly legitimate. Of course, you don't get that, like, official, you know, the official win or the official loss or whatever, but... I don't mind continue playing in Humankind. Or at least I like it more than other games. I can't believe we don't have any of the necessary infrastructure here. Maybe a missile silo here as well. All the missile silos. Sure. Let's position a couple. Oh, hello. Oil. I see you. I buy you. Brilliant. Okay, there's an oil that I didn't connect. So there's one. Let's see. Iron. No. There. Oh, it's a shame we didn't get that one. Go for World Wonders. Hola, Jumbo. Say my name in your video. Ah, hola, JMC28. Good to see ya. Don't see any here. None in the mainland. Okay. What about in the New World? Aluminium there we've already got. For some reason, even this territory doesn't have any oil or anything. Disaster. Okay. Where are these resources? None there. There's an oil that hasn't been connected. Indonesia, I'm assuming. One. Where is the world's uranium? How about this? Let's get that civic. Okay, that is one crucial piece. Nuke the leading player. Yeah, totally. I cannot create nukes now. I just need to hoover up some uranium. Wonder who's got some. I bet you they do. They do not yet. Interesting. Interesting. Could actually almost be the only one. Just need one. How do I not have one uranium? The resource distribution on this map is confusing. Africa. There. There is one uranium. And it's ages away. But it's not claimed. How do I get there? Okay, right. Stupid Paris City. Give me a unit that has very quick movement. How about... two turns. That's 2 turns too long. 14. 22. Okay, yeah, obviously we can't produce it. I was hoping to buy it, but that's fine. We'll have to get it, I mean, here's 2 I prepared earlier. What can these turn into? Line infantry! Fine. We'll send 2 line infantry battalions down here to the new world. It's gonna take them a very long time. And we're probably gonna need to negotiate some sort of open passage with these people if we don't have it already. Shoot, we've got ongoing demands. Oh my goodness, and they're tyrannical with 100% war support. Oh, that is kind of ugly. What do they want? Oh, right. Well, that's awkward. Well, I'm not giving you that. Okay, we'll just have to try and outrace them, I suppose. We'll have to go around. And it's going to take a really long time. But we do have this fleet here that can accompany them. So let's send this fleet back. We'll merge these guys up. Try and get to that uranium. I believe it is the closest one. New game plan! Africa! Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's roll. Let's send the boys. While we're waiting, we might as well do the Sydney Opera House. In Memphis, I suppose. So let's do that and then just get, I guess, all of our cities on it. Sydney, 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 Sydney. There we go. Dark blue has some to the north. Oh, do they? We've spied some more uranium. Ah. I need to go to war with blue again. Why don't we make this into a city? And then we can have a staging post there in Africa. A proper staging post. With hopefully everything we need. I do need uranium, so I will actually accept this treaty from the Babylonians now. So that we can hoover up the uranium. And arguably maybe also a bit of oil from them. Yeah, we'll land grab all of that. That's delish and nutrish in every way. These units are very slow embarked. Let's get this boat over to them as quickly as we possibly can. The Babs have the Babs have uranium as well, do they? I love how they're still the Babylonians. Go you! Go you, Moon Howler Wolf! It's a shame they don't have it connected. Is it close? Oh. It's right there. 1 territory away. Oh. And the annoying thing is we're actually going to need more than 1, aren't we? I think we're going to need more than 1. Which is quite awkward. Why? Why? We could attach this, but I reckon we actually make it its own city. We have the city cap. It'll only take a few turns, and we don't actually, like, need the outpost, the city outpost established there right now. And if we establish it as a city, we'll be able to use those new colony plans to our advantage. Ooh. Blue and lime appear to be in conflict here in Hattusa. This is interesting news for us. We can upgrade this into a battleship for 7,000 gold. I like that a lot. Let's get a battleship. That should scare everybody. These guys are blocking my movement. Honestly, I'm tempted to just sink them on the way by. To be totally honest. But we won't. Spinned Gold's doing just fine. Chiquita wants to help us, the Sydney Opera House. The Babs have uranium. Oh, the Babs, the Babs, the Babs. Its production should actually be fairly high because it will have a lot of infrastructure. I'll be able to boost its production very quickly. I could also consider de-attaching another territory and attaching it up to it, right? So I could like disconnect this one and attach it, or claim this and attach it. There are options to give it more territories, but I think with the colony blueprint, or whatever it's called, it will establish itself as a very advanced city. Combine that with the fact that I'm making now 2,700 gold per turn, I'll also be able to buy units outright in it as well. So I'm not worried about that. But your point's well taken.
Shall we become closer?
Sure. Let's also trade like this with these guys. Maybe just for their oil. I quite like the idea of hoovering up the world's oil. I quite like that a lot, actually. So we'll take that from them. It's the Indonesian oil as well, by the looks, which is pretty cool. No one's touched New Zealand yet. Fair enough, too. It's fairly isolated. I would have loved to have taken it, but we just spawned far too far away. Would have never been able to take it. Okay. Let's get these battleships out of Dodge. We'll counter open borders back at them. We don't need that. Yeah, I had a pollution notification? Get out of town. No way. Army lost at sea. Lol. Population loss. Weird. What is the pollution at the minute? The Zulu are the top polluters. We're actually not too bad. You can see here the updates to pollution actually taking effect. This overlay is sort of exactly what I wanted as a intermediate step to improving pollution. So now that we're a bit further through the game, you can see how much pollution has been generated by each player at the top. And then you can see a per turn generation as well. And in this case, they align quite well. But you could have a situation where somebody polluted a lot, but then, say, planted a lot of forests to mitigate pollution, or enacted technologies that reduce it further. What I really like now, though, is that we can see that pollution level 1 requires 25k, and that it will be reached in 29 turns off the current rate of generation. It does not, of course, model future pollution gains, but those are fairly hard to judge, and we know that in real life too. Overall, I think it's really nice to see some more transparency in the pollution system. There's some more work to do, but this is a great step forward. Couple that with the fact that these limits, this level 1 at 25k, was increased by 2.5 times. It used to be 10k. You can see Amplitude are making significant progress with the system. Zolond. Oh, hey, Stinky Snorlax. Good to see you. Do you know what this calls for? You need an army. If you had infinite influence, would you connect everything into one city? No. One city tends to be worse. It tends to be better to have as many cities as you can and have them with a couple of territories each. Come on, Zulus. You can do it. Don't stop polluting. Okay, so here we have the brand new city of African Osaka. Osaka, which is great because this will act as our staging post. You can see it's already got 16 population. Its industry is already super high. So to the person who was worried before that it wouldn't be strong enough, these late game settles are always strong enough. So don't fear about that. And I can buy some units outright if I want to. The question is, do I? Or do I just want to wait until I get my first nuke and then just nuke this and just take this territory? To be honest, that's probably a better deal. So maybe instead of building an army here right now, we instead focus on, say, plus 39 industry from just a couple of industrial quarters, right? Spam them around. That'll get us a nice little productive base, and then from there we want, of course, a missile silo right on this border, ready to strike with nukes. I would also like a couple of garrisons. I'm going to post 3 garrisons behind the missile silo to keep this border defended. Maybe one more on this river as well to keep this border defended. Then we've got a nice land defense in place. And then it might also be a fairly reasonable idea to have an aerodrome down, and maybe also a airport too. So this is literally just like Tactical City 1. This is War Base 1. Aerodrome and play with planes. Yeah, totally. Let's get some planes online. Look at how many districts got built in one turn. All of those Makers districts just got built in one turn in this new city. New cities are so strong. And now for you, Devilish, for your earlier super chat, we shall claim T-Pose, Jesus. It's Christ the Redeemer. Let's Christ the Redeemer. I'm proud of me. Let's Christ the Redeemer and start building that in all of our cities, I suppose. Meanwhile, let's get the fleet down and around, making our way to hopefully claim this territory before someone else does. I'm really surprised that with a 76 pop city, they haven't stepped 2 tiles south to get that uranium, but I'm really glad they haven't. We can probably do 2 projects at once. We can do the polar satellite. Oh, and look at this. This is going to be great for testing nukes. How good. Let's do the polar satellite here in Sus. And then let's get Christ the Redeemer in the beautiful city of Memphis. Where do I need it? Probably on a hill, on a mountain. Yeah, there we go. And then we'll just literally, we'll just sort of like split between cities to produce them. As quickly as we can. Parser can probably do Christ the Redeemer. Knock can probably do it as well for the time being. And maybe this city does it too? Sure. And this one... oh, so many cities! This one can do the satellite. And this one can do Christ the Redeemer. Brilliant. Build it in Osaka. Make T-Pose Jesus... dark blue insufficient. Sorry, I didn't see your message. I'm not sad. Yeah, this is pretty annoying. To sail right out into the freaking open ocean. Hopefully we can get some more speed out here. Artistic expression? Absolutely not. Oh, Ben Ownby, thank you so much. Your super chat alert, I'm sure, is about to pop up on screen, but I can preempt it. Okay. Ben Ownby with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Ben. My goodness, you are such a regular contributor to the channel. Ben says, I agree with Scott. New city to be named for the kids. Nothing better than some positive PR. You're right. And how hilarious is it that For the Kids is like this awful militaristic freaking kitted out with garrisons and defensive posts. Look at it. What a horrendous city to be called For the Kids. I love it in every way. I love it. What the heck? Thank you so much. Wall with blue, wall with blue, wall with blue. Hey, balls. Alright, let's get a couple of units then. What's the strongest thing I can get? Looks like at the moment it's these armored personnel carriers. So let's get 2 of those built in preparation for war with blue. Oh, really? Okay. Where do we stand on the fame race? We have just snuck into the lead, Pete, thanks to our science strategy. You still haven't claimed what you call Sicily. Yeah, Italy kicked Sicily into the sea. This is Sicily, and you're right, I've still not claimed it. It's fairly low on my priorities, Jacob. He's not gonna... my pleasure, Shaballs. Happy to leave you alive. Yeah, the taking the 2 scientific cultures and beelining to those late game techs, such an incredible tip, honestly, and it's really been fundamental to our catch up. Now, here I want to really front this fight with my battleship and defend where I can with these ships. What are we versing? A whole load of cogs. It's a shame I didn't upgrade these other ones into battleships. This is going to be really annoying. And if Blue want to start this, I will finish this, basically. You know, like if this is the crap that they're going to pull, we will take them. Corsica, not Sicily. Showing my age. Amazing. So these units are like priority 0. They literally don't matter. So what we want to do is take out the cogs and stuff first. This ship has been boarded, which as we know is not ideal. Let's run these ones away. Run! Pass through that one. Take a wee shot there. The battleship is hopefully going to carry us. Oh, leave my units alone! Did you beeline fusion power? Yes, Shaballs. Yep. And it's going to be like the main tip in my tips video that I'm going to work on after this stream and release today/tomorrow. Beelining fusion power is so powerful. Oh, they're destroying my land units. I hate them so. We're gonna have to declare proper war on them, I think. We just cannot let this stand. We're killing like 2 a turn, but we're losing too many, really. I guess I could fight back. At least damage that ship. Maybe should have done that from the start, actually. I underestimated just how strong those units would be while they were embarked. Damn you, Blue. File a grievance for gold. Ah, yes, good call. We can use this against them. Fire. Fire. Fortunately, we can't take our flag back this turn, which is kind of messy. But we'll shoot that ship anyway to weaken it down. We'll lose that battle, but not the war. Right, now, let's use that to our advantage. We're barely trading with them. I have this grievance. I'm going to turn it into a demand. So we're demanding that they pay us 6,600 gold. That's going to help raise our war support. We lost that fight, though, so that's going to lower it a tad. We won't refuse their demands just yet. But what we will absolutely do is get a fleet here of... Torpedo boats are much cheaper than missile cruisers and battleships, really, aren't they? I'm pretty new here. What does coup mean? From my 1,000 subscriber live stream, actually. I believe is where it was from. Chat made a joke about cooing me while I left because my sort of governance and leadership over running my empire was poor, I believe. And so they decided that while I was on a break to get a drink, they would coup me and take over. And that is where coup comes from, for those wondering. This is interesting. So these have, like, plus 50 strength and 8 movement. These have 62. I mean, they're clearly much stronger. Armoured vessels with bombard, torpedo vessels. I guess we could get a mixture as well. How much do they cost to buy? Woof, far too much. Far too much. Let's go for these cheapies instead. Let's get 4 torpedo boats in Parsa. For the kids can actually build things ridiculously quickly as well. It can build them in 3 turns, despite being a brand new city. But we might want the aerodrome and so on to be built here first. So, might just remove these garrisons, actually. And go aerodrome first. Kabam! And then let's get some aircraft here as a first priority. More agrarian stars. Brilliant. Flashbacks to the big naval war with blue. Oh my god, I know, right? Maybe we get Memphis producing some too. Might not be a terrible idea, although its spawn is pretty annoying. Also, it doesn't have the necessary... It really doesn't have the necessary infrastructure to make good units. So, I mean, we could get a couple of battleships, maybe. Oh, it can produce these in one turn. I'm so torn. Also, we have aircraft carriers. How good. Prioritize a couple of battleships here. And likewise, let's also go... Expert technology, all industry. I just want everyone doing industry in this city. All 30 people are going to focus on production. Love it. Counter their open borders back at them. Hey, welcome. You could upgrade the last 2 boats that lost the battle. Yeah, absolutely. Have they finished retreating? Yes. You got a battleship! Brilliant. And maybe also... This line infantry is actually quite important, so I'm going to upgrade it to rifles. Which is pretty weird, I know, but its strength does matter. So, alright. Let's sail this fleet of 2 battleships. Yes, 2 battleships. You sunk my battleship. And they will meet up with what we're producing here in Parser, which are these weird little boys. Working conditions. Do we want to give the kids better working conditions? Absolutely not. Let's ignore that. And then... Oh, renewable energy! How wonderful. How wonderful. Plus 3% industry, minus pollution. And I guess the last thing to note about the changes to pollution are some of the changes here that you can see in infrastructure. So, for example, solar farm, -1 pollution on your train stations and -2 on your airports. And -20% across all of your makers' quarters, right? You're reducing your emissions. Likewise, the wind farm here that's unlocked through renewable energy is exactly the same. -1, -2, and that -30%. So you can start to get a feel for how you could lower your per turn pollution if you weren't, in this case, like the Zulu, who are polluting the world like there's no tomorrow. So spamming those renewable energy infrastructure upgrades can really help you reduce death by pollution. We don't necessarily need to do it though. What do you think? I feel like we maybe don't. If only it was a simple fix to global... Yeah, if only the world knew better. Oh, right, so these would be nuclear submarines if we had uranium. We have to take out dark blue, don't we? Is this all they've got? Okay, so they've got an output. They've started to settle the new world. But I don't think we care about that, to be honest. What are these units dicking around by themselves? The fleet of cogs is probably the only thing that can fight me here at this point. I could almost sail down this way and maybe pick on some of these ships if that fleet of cogs stays away. So let's see if we can do that. Go green, use radiation to power everything, literally. So we've just got +1 stability per population on city or outpost. We'll never have to worry about stability again, hopefully. Getting some airplanes in for the kids. Kids love airplanes, of course. The classic. And it looks like they mightn't be able to reinforce this battle if I can sneak in here and take out these units fairly quick smart. However, they are hiding in their territory. So let's just maybe snake around down south here. I could claim this! Oh, what a forward settle this would be! Should I take these islands and build a brand new city on them? Oh, that would be the ultimate dick move. I wonder, though, what we could do is get Get a construction team. These are like the modern settlers. We could buy this construction team in this city. Please take Deep Water and take Nuke Island. No, take Nuke Island. Where is Nuke Island? I mean, obviously, we're going to take Nuke Territory. I don't know. I don't know what you mean by Nuke Island. The question is, like, do we need it? We probably don't need it.
Others will be after your boot designs and blister medicines.
Do it! Get 500 construction teams to go to war. Oh, look, here's a dumb ship that's left itself exposed. Yeah, you better run. I mean, I guess I could just claim this outpost and then decide what to do with it later. Let's do that. We'll claim this outpost aggressively. Sus. What are these? What can these units become these days? Rifles. Oh man, these are the OGs. They've been there since the very beginning. How good. Shall we get a little army of commandos here, maybe? Let's work on 5 commandos here in the great city of Sus. Here we have a battleship ready to reinforce the rest of our navy. Brilliant. Start to sail that across. How's this fleet doing in Parsa? Pretty good. 2 turns away. Happy to spend a bit of gold on that one. And also happy to just keep circling here with my battleships. Hopefully they can feel impending doom closing around them. Don't want military laser. Let's get propeller. May not need it, but it doesn't mean you don't want it. That is a very important distinction. You are so right. Is the Cuban Missile Crisis also ready? I think it is. May as well just get it on shared projects at this point, though. Use the New World's production to our advantage. That guy's fine to just sit there and do nothing. Okay, we've claimed that territory. Let's get moving, because we do want to get down to Africa. And as tempting as it is to hang around here and destroy this navy, although actually I probably can try and do both. I'll try and be a bit greedy. Commandos? Well, that's sus. Hoi, 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 hoi. Okay, so we have a little plane here. Brilliant. We can't upgrade it to a multi-role fighter yet. But we will be able to get it to start doing some stuff, so that's pretty cool. Let's go siege cannons. That feels wildly out of date. Oh no, I'm quickly closing in on the tech tree. Go, go, go! Right, this fleet is ready to go as well. Short of uranium, it can't do much else, but it is ready. What is this on? Air patrol. Yeah, that's probably fine. I see a little plane flying around there too, so we're not alone in this plain world. Okay, this fleet of 4 can get moving. It is actually fairly underpowered, though. Still. Yikes. And we're sort of stuck in the mid here as well. We have no real way through. This is a fleet of... What's their combat strength? 42. And I've got 51. I mean, you would think that I would win that fight, to be real. But let's just bolster it up, I guess, with a couple of missile cruisers then. This is looking like a great comeback. Isn't it just? What a greedy... So greedy. Don't want to buy that plane outright. Probably just go with 2 planes and then get those 2 armored units here in this new city as well. Oh, we're getting dangerously close to completing the technological lease. Go, 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 go. We might need to actually accompany it with these battleships just so that it can sail a bit faster. Because at the minute, this is going to take... It's going to take so many turns, but we'll just send it off on its way. Who is that? Uh-oh. Okay, merge up. We're going to need to use this fleet to transport this unit. It's too risky otherwise. And at the moment, it is just 2 battleships as well, so it's a risky transport. Try to fight them in the strait. Your torpedo boats can shoot without line of sight and their cogs can't. Yeah, we would absolutely obliterate them in that strait, wouldn't we? That strait has served us so well as well. Okay, let's get this fleet to where it needs to be, which is there. And let's see if we can trigger this fight. They're still in their territory, but they might fight me. They might be baited into fighting me if I just post myself here. What if they got here, though? 7 cogs, 6 cogs. Yeah, so definitely, they might come up here and try and fight this. Maybe. Although this is not actually neutral territory. This is my territory. So I believe they would need to be a bit of a dick to take that. We'll just retreat out of there. Give them a bit of war score. Maybe we can try and bait them into declaring war on us, actually. Let's do that. Let's refuse these demands. Huh? How do you like me now? 100 war support, militarist. Huh? You won't.
You're at the end of an ideology axis? Well, there's something to be said for...
Oh my goodness, look at all these civics. Oh my goodness, another wonder bites the dust. Are there any more to claim? Nope, that's it. We're all out of wonders. Why don't you declare official war? I guess no time like the present. Alright, let's do it. It'll hurt our trade. Hopefully it doesn't completely cripple our economy. Let's declare official war. Welcome to my official war. Now, let's see what these 4 torpedoes can do, shall we? So here is the narrowest checkpoint we can hold, and that will be 1 tile wide. So we'll probably try and hold that, right? So what we'll do is actually pull these units back out of here and then just defend in place. Hold this 1 front line and then fire torpedoes through from the back. How about this? This Gibraltar. Gibraltar. You are insane. Let's see if we can win another battle here. Probably our last sea battle in this strait for this run. Oh, we are taking big hits. This torpedo unit is taking huge hits. However, if 1 round of battle can't quite destroy it, then we're probably in an okay spot. It hasn't been boarded as well, so we can actually retreat it back and slide another bad boy in its way. And then fire the torpedoes. They're kind of weak. It's a shame they're not nuclear, but we'll do what we can. Yes, you're right. We should also make the most of this this 1 Ryzen squadron, shouldn't we? Good call. Good call. Oh, are they retreating out? What the heck? Have they learned? Surely not. Fire the torpedoes. Brilliant. Brilliant. 2 more ships bite the dust. Are they gonna try and attack me again? How weird. They are, but they're just firing from mega distance. But they do have to come in a little bit to shoot me. So, that's okay. That's okay. I like this bottleneck better because then there's one tile that I'm positioned in, whereas where we started we had 2 tiles that we were positioned in and they were holding that one. I could have moved forward, you know, like destroyed it and moved forward and taken this, but I preferred this spot, to be perfectly honest. It's got a nice wide opening and then a very narrow passageway. So we can have lots of units potentially back here and no real way to pass through. That's why I decided to move back. Not moving back would have been probably fine too. It probably would have resulted in a very similar outcome, I would say. Here's another battleship. It's a shame we can't just chuck it on an airplane and fly it over somewhere else. I'd love to be able to redeploy it. Oh my goodness, spent gold. What do you even want to do? What do we want to do with you? Let's go green. Maybe there's an achievement in there somewhere, is what I'm thinking. Now I'm just gonna go nuts with production industries here and see what happens. Maybe another missile silo here as well. More tactical points to nuke the enemy. I would also quite like a bit of a cash injection. So I might just spam out a few makers districts here in the New World like we sort of initially game planned. We're going to desperately need reinforcements here, that's for sure. Right, I'll just really quickly take a break. I'll be literally like 2 secs. Don't go away. There we go. The coup in action. Love to see it. Hey, look at this. I'm going to put you back on the live screen straight away because I remembered what I'm supposed to be doing here. How good. Uranium is our massive bottleneck, so it's a great thing that we've declared war here, to be perfectly honest. Let us... Let's get 5 Ryzen planes built there. Up here in Chukotka, it's, to be honest, kind of less useful. I don't really have massive plans for this city moving forward, which is kind of why I was using it to just do shared productions. But I suppose... Just get it working on like an aircraft carrier or something may come in handy. Just trying to find those, like, might come in handy things. Let's get a construction team here, just in case we end up needing that too. I was playing a game last night with the intent of nuking everyone around me and ended up researching all the tech but couldn't nuke. Am I missing something? Did you have the civic? You do need to enact a civic. The nuclear proliferation civic? You need to enact this. That may be the thing that you're missing. Brandon. Maybe. Brazil. Yeah. Nah, you're not stupid at all. It's not actually that obvious unless you really study the tech tree. These poor torpedo boats, they're trying their damnedest. We've got one battleship ready to enter, and then another one on the way. Staggered approach to battleships here. How is this battle going? We've lost another torpedo ship. Yikes. But let's reinforce from the rear. You sunk my battleship. Fire at that bad boy. Ugh, try and hold this line. We've now lost it, though. We've lost the line. Gonna have to take this war to new heights. This airplane should just be automatically supporting this battle. I don't think I have to manually do it. Although I guess we could do an airstrike. How's... Oh, look at this. Talk about being ganged up on by a bunch of crappy little ships. What's that other... Oh, true, we can't bring that other one in because it's still technically the same turn. Hey! Welcome along, Dio. Those little wee ships are too good. They just outnumber me. Like, my ships are so much better, but they just outnumber me. Something awful. Uh-oh. We've finished the tech tree. Which means... Oh... We were still so far away from that uranium. How frustrating. Let's go through and technically end this game.
Making your place in it.
The march of human history is long, making your place even greater achievement. No other civilization has equaled our ability to leave a lasting mark on humankind. Regardless of our relative position, we'll be famed for the infrastructure that we left behind and the great monuments that we raised. It's a shame I've got the district overview in the screen. Ah! You are also one of the few who managed to build a wonder! For this alone, you deserve to be rid of nothing else. There's the Sydney Opera House, of course, that it's panning over for us. If there is another thing you should be remembered for, it is that we were a green, thriving world. Didn't we do well for the pollution? One more testament to our perseverance. Part of our legacy was being involved in the longest war in history with Blue over this territory here, that wonderful island strait. Congratulations! Under our guidance, the thrilling tale of humankind has been rewritten in our own words. There may be future adventures and deeds in even grander scope for this grand scoring, but regardless, we have left a great mark and answered the question, how far will we push humankind?
How far will you push?
How about it? We won. Humankind difficulty. AI personas that were very powerful. And still, we managed to just take the cake. Look how close it was, though. Goblin Gamer XD was right on my tail. Right on my tail. My goodness. Shall we just have a recap of our journey quickly as well? We won't watch everyone else's, but we will watch ours. Before then, we might jump back into the map, maybe. I'll see what you guys think. We've got the ancient Egyptians, who we played in the ancient era. We got our builder stars out the way and a really good productive base. Then in the classical era, we played as the Persians. We got that extra city cap. A bit of influence as well, which I really needed. I need a lot more of it. Then in the medieval era, we chose another industrial culture, the Khmer, that really helped us. Early modern, we went with the Joes, which was our first sort of foray into a little bit more of aesthetically inclined, sciencey sort of genres. We then went France in the industrial era, and this was key. This was our mega era. Look at that fame. And then crucially, finally, the contemporary era, where we achieved a couple of really good world deeds that gave us a bit, but crucially, we got those golden stars from Builder and from Science. Everyone else, you did good. We had Goblin Gamer HD, Moonhowler Wolf in third. Here's our stats, which I always like to look at because it's quite interesting. Jose, not Joe. Oh, so right, Jose. So you can see, we'll just quickly go through these as well. You can see in terms of fame, we were losing until literally, like, very near the end of the game, where we just sort of popped over the top of our nearest competitor. Food was something we did awfully the whole time. Look at my red line. I only barely made it into second for food. Industry, we surged out the gates. We were fairly competitive the whole game. That was very good for us. Money we did awfully at, but then surged up at the end with those late game techs. The power of those technologies shouldn't be understated. Likewise, our scientific game was all over the show thanks to the crazy scientific affinity ability. Gotta head off. Have a great rest of the day and night, everyone. See you, Scott. Thank you so much. Influence was huge. Scott, thank you so much. My God, Scott. Mate. Stability, let's not talk about it. Population, we did alright. Religion, we joined forces here. You can see we joined forces with Orange. And actually, our religion ended up being not so hot. Research, amazing. Trade, we were trade kings. Military, we were so weak. And cities, many a cities. Many a cities were had. How good. And, you know, actually, we might wrap up the stream here. We could continue and go for nukes, but I think it's kind of like mission accomplished, to be honest, right? We've kind of won this. We could go for nukes and, like, nuke this person, but to be honest, they're actually also kind of a long way away. We'd have to go down here, get this uranium, also get this uranium, then do all 3 test projects to get the ICBMs. And I think, to be fair, this game has fairly well wrapped up. So I might actually end this here and instead go and do something I've been meaning to do for a long time, and that's actually have a bit of time to make some videos. Oh my goodness, I have a couple of videos that I've been wanting to make for ages that I haven't had time for because of our mammoth streams. So I might wrap them up here and take the GG, take the win on Humankind difficulty on this True Earth map. But before you go away, I would like your suggestions on You're Gonna Sleep. Good night, Stinky Snorlax. I'm gonna just quickly throw a poll here at the end, and if you'd like to vote on it before you click away, I'd love that. I'll also answer any questions and talk a little bit about where to next. And actually, Lord Justinian, it's your question that I'm about to answer in the poll. What do we want to see next? I'm thinking maybe either transcend only, right? So we just have one culture and that's it. I'm thinking a full aesthete stability kind of run, which is something I'm always bad at, and so I would really, really love to be able to do a run like that. Those are the 2 things that I'd like to try for the next one. So I might just quickly here throw a what next poll in, and you guys can make your decision. I might throw a similar one up on the channel page to try and gauge the perspective of people who aren't just here live, but you guys who are watching right now are likely to be watching the next stream, right? Like, there's a fairly reasonable chance that the 120 or so people who are still here probably will watch next time. So I'm really interested to hear your perspective. And just as you're getting your votes in and we're wrapping up, I'll just focus on chat a bit and just sort of pan around the map here and have a wee geeze. Oh, look, they settled there. Interesting. No one settled New Zealand? No, they did not. Thank you so much to all of the super chat donors this stream as well. You guys really do help me do this, basically. And I'm so grateful to you, Scott, Devilish, Harrison, Brandon, R. Levi's, Andrew, Sergey, Devilish and Scott again, Ben again. Thank you guys so much. You are awesome. You are awesome. And fantastic in every way. So thank you so much for your support during this stream. And also thanks to everybody. 10,000 subscribers. We hit it yesterday. And I believe we're, nearly at 10,200 already. So thank you so much. Oh my god, the vote is 50-50. Are you kidding me? What? Oh, well, I'll have to throw it to a wider poll. When is the next stream? That is a great question. The next stream will be, I believe, let me just check. Where are we today? So at the moment for me it's Tuesday morning. It will be Thursday morning. So it'll be 2 days from now. So whatever it is for you now, if you're watching live, it'll be 2 days from here. So it'll be 8 p.m. GMT on Wednesday night, or I believe like 4 in the afternoon New York time on Wednesday. I think that makes sense. Wow, that vote was so close. Harappans, Egyptians, or Babylonians all game sounds like fun, or a recipe for disaster. Good Nacht, Germany. Good Nacht. Alright, thanks everybody. I will post that on the community page so that I can get a better feel for just what all of you want. That vote was literally 50-50, which is nuts. As a map maker, what constructive feedback do you have for the goods and bads of custom maps that you play? Territory size, yields, resource placements, spawn points. Maximum resource placements as possible as far as strategic ones go. Luxuries could maybe be limited slightly. That might be more fun, Shibbles, I think, just to tone them down a little bit while they're still quite powerful in-game. As far as spawn points go, it's really annoying to give feedback on that because we can't manually choose them very easily. So that's the thing. That's the feedback I have at the moment. I'd like to provide you with some more considered feedback at a later date, though, rather than tacking it on. But hopefully that's a little bit useful in the beginning. And I'm not sure what culture we play, but you guys voted just in favor of Transcend only. So maybe it's a Transcend only run. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you if you want to catch me live in 2 days' time. Otherwise, I'm going to start working on some videos and start producing some hopefully reasonable tip videos for you guys as well. Thank you so much to everybody, and I will see you next time. Bye everyone. Take care.